Guys, Kathy here, and today I'm going to share with you my next project. I'm going to be making a little tinkly flower wind chime. I have plenty of wind chimes that hang out on my back deck. Maybe I'll shoot some and include them in the video. I've never treated them any different than any other piece of pottery so far that I've done, and so far none of them have broken due to wind, and we've had some pretty good winds. So this may work for you. What I have for supplies are I have these little fondant drying trays. They're for drying fondant flowers, so I have 2 of those. That's how I bought it, was in a set of 2. I have these little flower shape cookie cutters, and I have another push, like a push plunger, fondant plunger cutter in the shape of a leaf. I haven't done these yet, so I'm hoping these will turn out. I have an idea, so you'll have to follow along with me. I've got my clay, some of it just all pre-rolled out, just so I'm not rocking the camera when I'm trying to roll out clay. Okay, so for tools, I have my little scoring tool for scoring and slipping together my leaves that I'm going to do. Haven't really used a needle tool, but they always come in handy, so you can have one sitting by. I have a skewer, and that I use to make the holes in my flowers. I have some slip, which is the same clay I use. It's just slip and water, or clay and water that's sitting in a jar, gets all mushy, so that's what I use. And then for my leaves, what I did was I have one of these flower foam blocks. I laid some press and seal. You could use regular plastic wrap. And then I poked some skewers in, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with those. And then I have to make a top. For when I string all these together, I have to have something to hang them from. So my top, I kind of want it to be domed up a little in the middle. So what I did was I took a piece of clay and I just kind of made this little form, and I'm going to lay my clay down on top of this, but I'm going to cover it with plastic first because I don't want this to stick to my other clay. So we'll do that at the end. So I'll get started and show you just basically what I did for the flowers. I have my clay all rolled out here. And it's fairly thin. I mean, it's less than 1/4 of an inch thin. And so I just take my, I have a texture roller too. And I do this on both sides, just gently making a texture, lifting up, and doing it again gently on the other side, just so both sides. I believe I bought this on Amazon. Don't quote me, but I think I have a couple of these. Okay, so then I take my little flower cutter and just press down, and I get a few of these going just to show you. I don't really need any, but I thought about doing this video after I already did all my flowers. So as you see, we've got a texture on both sides. I take my skewer and I just go to about the center of the flower, poke it all the way through, and then I just kind of wiggle it. Hopefully you can see, just kind of wiggle it around to make the hole a little bigger. Go to the back side and I kind of fold it. All this clay that got mushed out, I just kind of press back into the clay. So I do that to each one of these, right in the center. Wiggle it around, and then just kind of clean up that back side, like so. And one more. Oh, this is pretty. It's got the little flower texture in that one. And clean up the back. So, like so. And then what you want to do is you take your little drying trays. I'm going to take a couple more of these. As they dry, they will shrink up and pop right out. But you just press it gently into, it's like a concave dome shape, right? So just press it in like so, gently. Don't want to mush it. And like so. So just like that. And you can see I've got 2 trays full of these, and I'll just let these dry in the trays. And now I want to do some leaves. So I'll wrap this up here so it doesn't dry out. I've got this little piece here, oops, to do my leaves, and I'm going to do the same thing, texture both sides gently. And then we'll get to cutting our leaves. You can tell my clay is not rolled out evenly, but that's okay. So I've got the plunger cutter in the shape of a leaf, and I'm just going to push down, and we'll take it out. I didn't push on the plunger while it was down, because then you would actually get the leaf imprint, but we can do it both ways. So there you see, we'll do that one. We'll do another one, pushing, and then just pushing on the plunger to get it out. Okay. Over here where there's not much texture, we can use the plunger to make the pattern. And see that flattened out the back side. And here we've got the leaf design on this side. Okay. So we can do that a couple of times here. We'll go over here maybe. So there we go for that. Now, I was thinking originally, you would think I'm going to lay the leaf down like this, right? But when it's hanging from a string, which I'm going to string all these together, when you're looking at it, you're not going to see this leaf. I want it to be kind of like this. And this is too thin, really, to make a bead out of it. So what I'm going to do, and this is where the scoring and slipping come in. I'm going to join these 2 leaves with the design sides facing out, and they're going to be like a hole in the center. So actually I'll use my needle tool for this, just kind of like this, right? Meeting up with this in the middle. And I'm going to score and slip them on each side so they'll stick together. And then we're going to dry them on this. So get my slip here. And I'm just going to leave this like this. And we're just doing like this last part on each side. So like so. And like so. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just a little bit. Okay. And press them together. Kind of wiggling until they aren't going to move anymore. Right? Trying not to get rid of that design. So, gently taking out my needle tool. So there's still an opening there, and what I'm going to do is slide it over this, and that's how they're going to dry. And in between, we'll do this again. I'll show you how I'm going to do. So, got to decide on these ones which side's going to face out because both ends are textured. Or both sides, sorry, are textured. Oops. Little more. Little more. And don't matter, the sides do both the same on this one. Okay, so like so. Now I don't want just one of these on each skewer because that's kind of a waste of space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some more little bits of plastic like so, just like a little bit like that. I'm going to put it down over the top. That way these are not going to stick together when I push this one down. Okay, so there's that. I'll take that out. And over the top, like so. So you see, once these dry, I'm going to hang these, and this will sit on top, like so. So you'll actually see the leaf shape. Oops, it'll be on top, like that. So we'll just let those dry. So I'm going to continue doing my leaves off camera and get those all set. But for now, I'm going to show you what my plans are for the top. Okay, so I'm going to take this little guy here. I'm going to cover it with some press and seal, which, where did I, oh, put it right here. It's like I only have one table. I think I'd easily be able to find things. Okay, so we're just going to cover this little guy like so. I just wanted to mount slightly over the top. Now, I suppose we should texture this as well. And we'll do both sides. What the heck? Gently. Like so, just to add a little interest. Now I'm going to lay this, and I hope it doesn't break, on the top of this, kind of in the center, and just kind of gently, I just wanted a mound, right? And I'll kind of come down like this. Now, I was thinking about doing little petals, and we'll see. Maybe I'll just kind of go with an organic kind of wave. So this is where I'm using my needle tool, and we'll just kind of wave around. We have a bump here where it creased. Come back over here like so. Just make it real organic looking. I don't know what that is. So we'll take this off. And when this dries a bit, I'll come back and smooth those edges right here with a damp sponge. Anyway, that doesn't look too bad. So this will be the top, and I'm going to grab a straw and make some holes. Luckily, I see a straw handy. Okay, so I've just got these little paper straws, And I'm going to make some holes to hang my strings from. So there's another, just on each, oops. When your end gets gunked up. Anyway, these will be cleaned out too again as this dries. Okay. So there's the holes for hanging my strings from. This side's a little weird, but that's okay. And then I'm also going to do holes on the top for the actual hanger. Maybe I can do those now. I'm not coming in right here. I'm going to make 2 holes. One here and one here. And that way I can loop my wax cord through and knot it on the underside and hang it like that. So that's my plan. I'm going to continue making leaves, and then we'll come back when everything's dry and we'll do some glazing. So like I said, when this dries enough, I'll come back and clean up the edges with a damp sponge a bit. And anyway, that's what we're doing so far. So we'll be right back when everything's dry and we'll do some glazing.